was last fall when a man broke into the Brooklyn Park Salvation Army, set a fire, and caused more than $100,000 in damage. Now the same person is accused of trashing a Brooklyn Park Caribou coffee shop on Tuesday with employees and customers inside. A situation described by police as pandemonium. The damage has forced the business to temporarily close. Reporter Sonya Goins has more on the latest incident and what happens next for the suspect.
Officers were called up to Caribou Coffee in Brooklyn Park for a man that was causing a disturbance, throwing items, smashing coffee cups.
The Caribou off Colorado Lane in Brooklyn Park was closed on Wednesday after a man went on a destructive rampage on Tuesday afternoon.
Essentially, anything that he could find within the store, he took and smashed.
The damage inside is shocking to see. Glass and other items are scattered across the store. Police say some people who were inside at the time of the incident thought there was an active shooter situation and ran for cover.
This type of pandemonium breaks up. People think it's the worst case scenario, so it's very scary for people.
It's very upsetting. It's right in our strip mall here on the opposite end, and we try to keep our members as safe as possible.
Nearby business owners say the incident is concerning.
Really hard for this, community to be in fear of what's going to, if he gets out, what he's going to hit next.
Police say the man is someone they've had dealings with in the past. They identify him as Jack Heinrich, the same man convicted of arson at the Salvation Army in Brooklyn Park.
Back in November, he broke into the church, started a pew on fire, and did many thousands of dollars worth of damage to that church.
Heinrich is accused of wreaking havoc at another business in the same strip mall as Caribou. According to Brooklyn Park Police, he also caused damage at the MC Tap House on February 1st.
Just to have something so close and to have this person be hitting businesses all within the area repeatedly, I don't understand why this keeps happening.
Brooklyn Park Police and some business owners say they are tired of the repeat offenses.
I would love for him to get the help he needs and maybe just stay wherever that treatment is for him, jail or whatever else that might be.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonya Goins, CCX News.
Brooklyn Park Police arrested Heinrich at the scene. He is facing felony damage to property and other charges. A former Second Harvest Heartland worker is facing charges for making violent threats inside the Brooklyn Park facility. According to police, the employee got into a disagreement with another worker that started to turn into a physical fight. A security guard stepped in when the employee threatened to, quote, shoot up the place. The employee went to his car and got what police believe was a large knife. The man eventually drove away. Police say the suspect, a 48-year-old St. Paul man, had only been on the job for 3 days. Charges were pending on Wednesday afternoon. 3 candidates have filed to fill a vacant Brooklyn Park City Council seat. The West District seat was previously held by Susan Pa, who was elected to the state Senate. The 3 candidates are Tony McGarvey, Daniel Goba, and Yelena Kurdyamova. A special primary election will be held on May 9th, followed by the special election on August 8th. The person elected will serve the remainder of the term, which runs through 2024. The Golden Valley Planning Commission reviewed plans this week for what could be one of the largest apartment buildings in the city. The project is proposed for a site where a Wells Fargo bank is located. A developer would demolish the bank and build a smaller, standalone Wells Fargo branch on the site. The focus of the plans would be a 302-unit multifamily apartment building that could be up to 6 stories tall. Nearly 50 units would be considered affordable. However, neighboring residents, including a 9-year-old boy, raised concerns that the project would be too big for the neighborhood.
It will stop all of our plants, our trees. It might, it's icy in general, but it also won't melt if there's nothing to stop it.
I am disappointed that the Wells Fargo facility is not inside a larger building, that it's another self-standing, land-wasting blight.
City planning officials pointed out that the plan's benefits and how it fits with the city's long-term vision for its downtown, noting this site is ripe for development.
When I think about the overall downtown plan and what we're trying to achieve and where some of those efforts might make the most sense, I can't think of a better site.
The Golden Valley Planning Commission recommended approval of zoning and land use changes needed for the project to move forward. The City Council has the final say. This week, we say goodbye to one of our co-workers and teammates, Sonya Goins. She has worked for CCX News for the last decade. Here's a look back at some of the many stories that she's filed while on duty here.
Hello, I'm Sonya Goins.
Sonya Goins joined our team after working at other Twin Cities news stations. She was quick to be on the scene, ready to report on what was happening in the northwest suburbs. Sonya was on a first-name basis with many police officers.
Now, this is what happens when someone tries to get away from police.
Always quick to give the public insight into trends, training,
And as you can see, I can't move.
or new equipment.
It kind of hurts. I climb like this.
Correct.
Okay. But I gave it a go.
Often putting in the extra effort,
Then use your elbows to pull yourself onto the ice.
to explain the story. Sonya also had a heart for telling stories about how people overcame personal challenges.
2018 definitely did not start off well for me.
Possibly because she knew firsthand the daily struggle it took when overcoming her own. Sonya has always been very open about sharing her journey with Crohn's disease, leading discussions and talking about awareness and education. She produced this story to share her story.
I want to be strong for my family.
A few years ago, a breast cancer diagnosis didn't silence Sonya. It just gave her another story to tell.
3.
Sonya worked through treatment,
Let me stop laughing. Hold on.
always inspiring us that we too could be Sonya strong.
You just got me laughing. Okay.
The Maple Grove and Champlin Park boys hockey teams split their 2 regular season games. The rubber match was for a spot in the Section 5AA final. Here's Jason Malillo with highlights.
It's the Crimson against the Rebels in the Section 5AA semifinals for boys hockey. First period, Will Bernovic gets the puck into the crease, and Matthew Blodgett finds it and scores. Champlin Park goes up 1-0. A scrum in front of the Rebels' goal, and the puck slips in before the net is dislodged. It's a Crimson marker with 0.8 seconds left in the first period. Second period, Lucas Margano comes off the wall and snaps a shot home, putting MG in the lead. 16 seconds later, a great pass by Lucas Bush, a nifty backhand redirect goal for Grant Leno, and the Crimson start to roll with a 3-1 lead. Third period, Finn Brink sets up Jack Kernan and he pops the one-timer as Maple Grove wins 6-2 and will meet Rogers in the section final. Jason Malillo, CCX Sports.
And you'll be able to watch that Maple Grove Rogers hockey game live Thursday night at 7 here on CCX1 and online at ccxmedia.org. Some of those high school players you saw in that last story grew up playing in the Osseo Maple Grove Youth Hockey Association. Our Roger Larson was at a special association-sponsored event over the weekend.
Here we go! This one. Oh.
Today we're doing a National Try Hockey for Free event where we welcome youth from all around the Twin Cities to try hockey for free.
And this event is just about getting kids ages 4 to 9 out to try hockey for the first time for free. The association is providing skates, and then USA Hockey is sending over sticks and jerseys for the kids to have while they're learning to play.
So we put on about 10 of these a year, starting in July, and this one is dual sponsored with USA Hockey to try to promote the sport through the winter.
The kids who go out there and have a great time tend to come back and fall in love with hockey, so it's nice to see so many kids out here when we have these events. And I'm a hockey mom of 3. I have a Bantam, a U12, and a Mite 1. So we love hockey.
I've met a million different friends, families, and it's truly fun to be part of this hockey family.
Now I see my grandson starting to take off in hockey. It's just a wonderful experience. It was great to see him out there.
I grew up here and played tons and tons of hockey here, and it's definitely a full circle moment when you see your son get out on the ice. And I can't believe that he really started skating out there. It was amazing.
Wayzata's boys basketball team is playing some tough opponents down this last stretch of the regular season, including their opponent Tuesday night.
Wayzata ranked 3rd in Class 4A, hosting number 3 in Class 3A, DeLaSalle. This is a good game right from the start. Watch Hayden Tibbetts in transition with some good moves to get to the basket and score. Trojans up 8-3. Israel Moses V moves well for a big man. He is smooth getting to the hoop. Puts the Islanders ahead by 1. Later in the first half, Spencer Hall steps in for the steal for Wayzata and takes it all the way for a dunk. Trojans lead 32-31 at halftime. Second half, the Islanders on the move here. It's Jaden Morgan taking it in to score. Nasir Whitlock had a huge game for DeLaSalle. His step-back three with under 5 minutes to play puts the Islanders up 6. Whitlock scores 31 points on the night. But back comes Wayzata. Tibbetts gets to the basket, fakes the defender and scores. His senior guard with 22 points in the game, and it's tied up. Tibbetts with a pass to the corner where Jake Schmidt buries a three-pointer. The Trojans are up 62-59. Whitlock with a chance to tie it in the closing seconds, but Schmidt comes up with a block, and Tibbetts dribbles out the clock. It's bedlam at Wayzata as the Trojans win 64-61. They are now 20-4 on the season. John Jacobson, CCX Sports.